What's good, my lovely peoples? It's your main man Solace here, the humble servant of the life. Pretty Hefe. Today I want to do this video breaking down the design of life, basically how life works. I know a lot of people have questions like we're born, where did we come from prior to birth, and what is the spirit, what are dimensions, and things of this nature. So if you have questions like that, I want to do this video breaking down what these things are and how life works in a way that you can truly understand. Now I'm going to use science fact and I'm going to use life facts. So you live life, so I'm going to use things that you know. So I'm basically going to break this video down using the things that you already know that are undeniable to help you get a clear perspective of how life works. Now, science fact is that sperm cells get eggs, and from that, babies are born. So now, the sperm, I say, is the spirit, and the egg is the body. And this is inside the woman. And then the woman gives birth, basically, to the same thing that she is. It'll grow to be an adult human. So now, this is science fact that basically sperm cells in egg cells make babies. And this is micro life. So now my point is this. You came from micro life. Grasp how deep that is. If you know it's a science fact that sperm cells get eggs, then you cannot deny that you are a sperm cell. Or at least you were one at some point in time. In order for you to be physically here, you had to have gotten an egg cell. Grasp that, because that's how babies are born, when sperm cells get eggs. So that means, being as though you're here, you was a sperm cell that got an egg, technically. So that would mean you lived in the micro cell life, meaning you were a being or an entity that lived in what we call and lived as what we call microcells. Now, microcells live within people. So grasp how deep that is. Microcells live within people. So the world to a microcell would be a person. So now you have to grasp how life works and how you existed before this existence. So you may hear people say, "Oh, you existed before this existence," but they can't tell you where and how and what. They say, "Oh, this dimension," and it don't make sense. Well, that's dimensions. See, prior to you being here, you know you was a sperm cell within an egg developing in your mother's womb. So that's the world you came from, your mother's womb, which would have been a dimension or a world to microcell life. So at one point in time, you lived within your mother, literally, and that was your world. And there were other microcell beings living in that world with you. Now, if you go back prior to the sperm cell getting the egg, the sperm cell was in the man. So grasp how deep that is. The sperm cell was within the man. That was the sperm cell's world. Prior to the woman, that was another dimension. So you see how the life works? Body to body, world to world. See, you have to understand the life is within the life. So everything you see is a world to something on a level smaller than it. So the micro cells that are living within you, they are one level of life under you, meaning they're smaller, so they fit within you. So the life is all tucked away within the life. So you have to grasp that. There is no places in life. There is only life. So the micro cells that live within you, they may view you as a place that they live in. But you're a living entity. They're just too small to grasp that because the size perception. The micro cells within you, they're smaller than gnats by like 1,000 times smaller. So your body is like a galaxy to them. And you were once living in someone's body. Everyone was. So you have to grasp the life is within the life. Whenever you say world, you're talking about the innards of something that's alive. How do you know that? I just told you. Using science and using life as you know it. You know you was a sperm cell at one point, and you know sperm cells are microcells, and they are within people. That is their world. So now you have to grasp. The life is within the life. We live in earth. But if you grasp anything I just said, then you know we are the microcells within a being the same way the microcells are beings within us. So now when you're living in earth, you have to understand that is not a place. It is just like when you were a zygote in your mother's womb. Your mother's womb wasn't a place. Yeah, it was a place you resided in with the other microcell life, but it was truly no place. It was a person. And people, in all living things you see, are worlds because they hold microcell life within them. And you came from that same microcell world to the world you're in now. So you have to understand, when you die and you leave this place, that is the conception of you transferring to the macro, the bigger life that's up above. So when you look up above, you're looking at the innards of different beings. But you have to understand, you're micro, so the perspective is just all off. So basically, in a nutshell, you're looking at the innards. When you look up above, you're looking at the innards of whatever being we are all in. All of this is inside a macro entity. Why? Because the life is the life, and there are no places. They're only living beings. And the living beings are the literal worlds that the micro or smaller life lives in. So you have to grasp. Bacteria cells, virus cells, T cells, white blood cells. These are all living beings, different species of living micro life. And they reside within us and all the different other organisms on this earth. So you have to grasp how deep that is. So now when you speak of dimensions, there's many dimensions, but in the perspective that I just gave to you, meaning my body is a world, your body is a world, the next person's body is a world. The cells within my body live within me. The cells within your body live within you. So there's many different microcell worlds. Just like there's many worlds on our level. But this is not alien, so you have to grasp how the life works. The solar system we live in, that is a living being on the macro. If something on our level of life comes from another solar system, they are coming from the innards of that being. The same way cold, when you get a cold, those virus cells go from one person's body to the next person's body, it is like the same thing. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp. But when you die, that is basically like the conception of you transferring over, going to be in the macro. Now I broke down other things within the death, or what we call the death, in a video called The Construct of Death. You can go watch that. But in this one, I just wanted to break down the order of life so you can get an understanding that the life is within the life. So all this sci-fi stuff y'all are talking about, it doesn't go with reality in life. In reality, you have beings on our level of life, and then you have smaller beings that live within us. These will be called microcells. And then you have beings that live within the microcells. So you have to understand, microcells within our bodies, they have cells within them. They have organs within them. They're called organelles. So the life is within the life. It just gets so small and so small, the perspective becomes different. So scientists don't tell you cells are the same as you. They're just on the micro level of life, transferring their way up to your level of life the same way you did from a sperm cell up. They don't say it like that. They act like sperm cells and cells within the body are something completely different than what we are now. Because there's no connection, there's no understanding of life. Scientists believe that Earth is a place. They cannot grasp that it doesn't matter how many telescopes they use to look, the perspective they're looking from is from micro. It is like the microcells within your body getting the telescope and looking all up in your innards. It is just not going to never look like a person, because inside of your body you don't look like a person. Heart, liver, pancreas, all types of stuff floating around in there. To microcells, things look massive. So the microcells cannot fathom that all of those different things is just within something that is a living, breathing, walking, talking entity that is humongous, that they live within. The microcells in your body can't grasp that. The same way you can't grasp that. So it's a deep thing. Very deep. And this is how the life works. So you have to grasp, even the microcells, they have micro life within them. And that micro life within them, same thing. This starts from the electrons, meaning your life started from the electron. What scientists call proton, neutron, electrons, the electron is nothing more than the sperm cell on the microest of levels. So you've been working your way and ascending your way up through the lives for a long time before you got here. You just don't remember because when you were a microcell, you had microcell-sized conscious. That microcell-sized conscious is lost in the conscious that you have acquired now. So you don't remember the things you did when you were 1 year old because you had 1 year old conscious. It's lost in the massive size of conscious that you have now. Not to say that it's not there still. It's there. But it's like trying to find a pebble in a football field full of pebbles. You're not going to find it. So it's a deep thing you have to get. Life started from the very beginning. Science does not connect with religion. And religion does not connect with science. And that's where it's deep. Because science perspective of life is off, and religion's perspective exploits the life. So following either or, you get lost. But if you can find a thin line in the middle and truly understand life and observe life, you'll clearly grasp the things I just said. But it's your main man, Silas, man. I don't want to hold y'all up too long. Hopefully I can help some of y'all out with this video in understanding that religion and gods and things of these nature, this has nothing to do with life and the order of life. All this has to do is All this has to do with is the living things in the life becoming greater than other living things in the life. And then they become praised over a certain amount of time. And then when they die, they become greater and greater. It's like Tupac. When he was here, he was here. When he died, he became great. Now he's almost like a legend or a myth. And next thing you know, you become a god. And it just gets real fuzzy. And men been doing this for forever. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp, man. But the life is the creator. That is the all-powerful. The God you are looking to serve and make your life better, it is the life. Even if you believe in your religion, you have to grasp. Your God still has to live in the life. Where's your God going to take you? Heaven? Heaven is still in the life. So you have to grasp that the life is all. A person can come along and rule over a whole nation of people right now. But it doesn't matter because that's not real. It'll be real for them. They'll really be getting ruled over. But that's only because they allow that. Because they're ignorant, not knowing. But at the end of the day, even if you have a God that you truly believe in and you believe that is the creator and the all-powerful, you still have to remember that that God lives in the life. So the life is the all. And if you grasp what I said, all that God stuff is it's made up stuff. You have to grasp the life is within the life. The small life is within the bigger life. The bigger life is within the bigger life. The bigger life is within the humongous life. And this is the ascent in the order of life. And you are on the third stage, which we call the third dimension. And this is why you see in 3D. It's your main man Solace. Be groovy. Go hit up my GoFundMe account.